So let's see. Yeah, please refresh the browser. Man, that's annoying. So now let's see. Probably it's going to be YouTube this time. Right. So I was just about to say, good news is that I am going to get fiber very soon, it seems. They have actually laid the fiber line from the road to my house. So now all that's missing is the modem. You can't park there. Yeah. So the modem, and then hey Mark Goodeby, and then yeah, the main line. But they're in the village, so they've been in the village for weeks now. So you know, I would say definitely before I retire, I'll have fiber network. The other problem, though, is it seems to me like my OBS has an issue with Microsoft 2024, it seems. So it's weird that OBS kind of locks up suddenly. Hey, Scotty. Yeah, so the upload will be 100 megabits. That is like 20 times as much as I have now. So I definitely hope that the quality will improve and stability will improve. So that's one thing. So yeah, hopefully we won't have any more bigger issues with OBS, but no promises. It's kind of weird. Yeah, download, I can get download up to 500 megabits. That's the maximum they are selling. Because I know that some people have 1 gigabyte. Yeah, is it 1 gigabit? Yeah, 1 gigabit. I'm going to have 500 mbits. So FS Expo just started. Yeah, it's so, guys. First of all, thank you so much to everyone that sent their love and best wishes for me to get better again. So for those that haven't heard, I had, well, I was in India, and I did catch something, some bug. I've had this so many times over my career. So it's always, it's one of those downsides, you know, being a long range pilot. Even though I'm careful, so I only had things to eat in the hotel. But my doctor said, looks like I caught something, some bacterial infection. So yeah, I was put on antibiotics, and yeah, yesterday was the first day where it kind of stabilized. Today is the first day where I feel somewhat better. A little bit more energetic. Hey, Brennan.
Back here, and hopefully you are better now. Praying gesture emoji.
Thank you so much, Brennan. Feeling back for the 500 bits as always, Brennan. Thank you for your support. And yes, I am feeling better. It's a good thing I didn't stream yesterday, because yesterday I wasn't very energetic. So today is really the first day that I feel like, yeah, I've got more power again, which is good. Well, it wasn't street food. So, you know, I love Indian food, and we had one evening we had a buffet in the hotel. And like I said, normally it's not really a big issue. But the thing is, it could have been something on the aircraft as well. Right, so it's always, you never know exactly where you're catching it from, and you know, some people are more sensitive than others, so maybe I'm more sensitive regarding that food. I don't know. Hey, Voyager, Dankeschön.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box.
And Linita, hello. No, I made sure, Ghost, that I only had bottled water, even for brushing my teeth. I only used bottled water. So hey, Winky.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm feeling better today.
I can't stop it, lol.
Yeah, thank you so much, Voyager, for the 36. Well, actually, 56 months. Voyager, vielen Dank. Ich hoffe, dir geht's gut. Yeah, and another thing I can talk a little bit about. I had some very exciting flights. So both of them. So down to India, we had a nice kind of a flight just almost touching the Iranian border to the north. going through Afghanistan and Pakistan and then India. Very exciting routing. I can talk a little bit about it. And then on the way back, greetings to the US. We had, we didn't really get very close to those bombers and the fighters that were attacking Iran. However, we were flying somewhat south. We flew over Saudi Arabia back, so Indian Ocean, Saudi Arabia, and then Egypt. But the problem was that that military action just had some influence on those sectors, and I'll talk a little bit about that as well as much as I can, because as you noticed as well, and I think it was Monday. People were saying on Monday they were closing down Dubai. Hey MCK, wie geht's dir? So they were closing down Dubai and the Emirates aircraft diverting. So there's always two things where you have either ATC closing down the sectors very quickly, and then you have airlines also giving out no-fly zones to their pilots.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box infotainment experience. New subscribers should now pick up.
Hey Geep, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. And Mark, thank you so much gifting a sub to MCK. Dir geht's gut, MCK. I love to hear that. Thank you so much. And 7X7 pilots, thank you much. You had the same issue when you were down route in Egypt because yes. Yeah, so we had some beautiful views because it was we had a bit of delay, and then it was already getting light in the morning, and we actually saw some really nice desert sceneries. So yeah, definitely it was a very exciting flight for sure. I'll talk a little bit about that later. Fishkop said you had the same after Goa, so your toilet's time started on the way from Delhi to Frankfurt. Seatbelt signs made me anxious. Not exactly sure what you are referring to. Hey Alpha, nice to see you too. How are you? Right, and Premium, hello to you. You would like to use PDC? Yeah, we have ATIS, right? So Premium, thanks so much for the reminder. Yeah, we have Amsterdam ATIS, and we have the Tower online as well. That's great. Fantastic. And then we have Amsterdam Radar as well. So we have CPDLC and PDC. So do we have to get PDC with Echo Hotel Alpha Alpha then? Or the Tower? No, Tower. Echo Hotel Alpha Mike, yeah, that's it. And hey, thank you so much to Iowa Scotsman for the 52 months and Avenger. Dankeschön. Avenger coming in with 100 bits. He likes the hype trains. I do as well. Thank you so much. And Premium, okay, so Premium, you're doing the Tower. Premium, much appreciated. Thank you so much for your support.
BB711 beloved.
Thank you. I know it's always a very busy airport, right? And also, guys, there was a request from one of my viewers and Discord members. He noticed a video on YouTube where there was a controller at New York JFK Airport that got some heat for being.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box.
Well, people said he's being rude over the frequency. We could talk about that as well a little bit.
Thank you.
And Aviamar, thank you so much as well.
I'm excited for this stream. I heard a lot of good and bad things about FSLA 321 Can't wait for you to try it and share some insights.
Yes, thank you so much, Aviamar. I will do so. And yeah, I have tested it a little bit today. I am on the latest experimental version. Yeah, another disclaimer. So I have bought this add-on. I didn't get it gifted because you guys know that I've said that I won't accept any more gifted scenery or aircraft or hardware for that matter. So these are the LEAP engines, Ghost. So the yeah, so that way I can give you my honest review, and I don't feel pressured to not addressing everything that I think should be addressed. Yeah, Stepke, dankeschön. Yeah, so I'm feeling better today, but the thing, so I don't know, my doctor said it was a bacterial infection, and I have to say that Monday, Tuesday, I had terrible stomach pain. I had so many cramps. I couldn't really eat anything. It was not nice. Let's put it this way. So, did you manage the trees on? Oh, hang on. What you're in? What? Oh, these trees. Lol. Okay, so that answers your question, right? I didn't know about the trees here.
Welcome aboard the Captain.
As long as they're not on the runway, I don't really mind.
Could new subscribers please make your way to the first?
But I mean, hey, looks all right, doesn't it? Hey, Henry.
Thank you.
Endstepke, dankeschön.
Vielen 1000 Dank und auf die nächsten 30
Oh, guys, hang on. Stepke, first of all, thank you so much for 30 months. And then Avimar. Hang on, let me just wait for the jingle. No, so it started when I was home, luckily. So that was actually, anyway, bacterial infection often takes some time to develop.
A gift from me to
So there we are, Avimar.
enjoy the gifted sub.
Gifting 5 subs here. Thank you so much, Aviamar. And that's now, 5 gifted subs here on the channel. Thank you so much, Aviamar, for your support. That's really kind. I did disable the sober scenery. Yes, I did. I did indeed. And Fishcop, you got a food poisoning in the... Yeah, so I don't think it wasn't really food poisoning, because food poisoning is something that makes you really sick quickly. And I didn't really, I didn't really have to, to throw up. Sorry to be so graphic, but it was just cramps and diarrhea. So that's really why it was more like a bacterial infection than anything else.
Could new subscribers
yeah, Winky.
first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks, and premium flight entertainment will be served.
And Pilot 19 as well. Thank you so much.
Hi BB. Happy to see you streaming again. I'm looking forward to the FSLabs.
Thank you so much. Okay, well, I mean, a lot of streamers. I was actually delighted to see many more content creators now actually at least trying the FSLabs 321 Neo. So that was good to see. Now, I deliberately did not watch these streams, not because I boycott them. No, quite the contrary. I just didn't want to get kind of primed to certain things. So I really want to just do a full flight now. And this is a first full flight for me in the 321 Neo here from FSLabs. So I can give you guys, an honest review. And again, I did buy this with my own money. Okay, so not sponsored, anything like that. With that, let me go and let's go dive into the flight deck here. And first of all, let me get this started, and then we'll have a look for the tech look. Now we got ashtray missing. Now the weird thing is, guys, you would think, why would they have this in a tech logbook? So Liberty Delta, external external ashtray missing. Requires plugged in-up per mel and replace when spare available. It's weird. It's so the thing is this. So you may have seen ashtrays on aircraft, right? And they have to be installed. Why? Because you can never completely be sure that here it is, that's the ashtray, that people are following all the rules, right? So there is always a risk that somebody will smoke. Now, if you don't have an ashtray, and usually I think the ashtrays that I've seen on our aircraft are always inside in the door, and that is to prevent people throwing cigarettes into the toilet, or into the, even worse, into the paper towel bin, right? Because then you really have a big risk of getting a fire. So that's why these ashtrays are actually installed, even though everyone knows smoking on board is prohibited, right? But that's the reasoning behind that. So that's why also you do have that actually as an MEL item, 120 day until expiry. Then we got forward waste bin door cable broken. Okay, no MEL there. And then we USB power sockets not all working. Yeah, that's something that we see as well in the real aircraft quite often. And you may have noticed as well, right? Quite annoying. You want to recharge your tablet or iPhone or whatever, and your USB pocket doesn't have power. Annoying, but hey, cargo pilot, moin moin. And you only had a clocked oil filter. Nice. Yeah. Airbus, I did update today, yes. Just prior to the stream. Alrighty, let's have a look for the batteries first of all, and then let's make sure. Thank you so much, guys, for the hype train, as always. There we go. Thank you so much for your support, guys. Yeah, I'm getting better. I'm not 100% yet, but I think today was the first day without cramps. So today, I feel like, I'm definitely better, yeah. Right, checking that we have the spoilers. Hang on. May have to recalibrate them, we'll see. Flap lever, spoilers, ignition, start switches, wipers, all off. Oh, and before I forget, one more thing. Model matching, because I was in the outside view just then. So, I am using a new model matching set from FS Traffic. Now, I've got to be careful because when I tried the sim this afternoon, I forgot to switch off or remove the FS Traffic. And then, of course, your FPS can go down, and that wouldn't be fair because right now, like I said, Amsterdam, Neo, FSLabs, pretty normal FPS at the moment. Thank you, Turk in the US. Nice to see you. Is it, hang on, is it really everything's KLM? Hold on. I mean, this part, I did see some other aircraft, to be honest. I did see a British Airways earlier. Well, we will see. Yes, yes, Mark, because I did get a message that there was one aircraft that we couldn't model match, and then it said just flight, couldn't find. There's a British. You mean the 737? No. There's a British to the left. Oh, hang on. There's something there. Oh, here we go. Look, there's a Wizz Air. Hey, Captain Madlock. Oh, there was so Liam. Okay, you saw it on stream. I didn't see it. Maybe I haven't recovered fully yet. So I did not see that, honestly. Apologies. All right. Anyways, there we go. And also Neo. Look at that. Yeah, model looks nice. Oh, there we are. Okay. Got it. I found it. Thank you. All right, there we go. Also a Neo. Everything's Neo these days. That looks a bit dirty. Test. All right. Anyways. Cool. So let's get back to our beautiful aircraft. We'll do a, where am I? We'll do a outside check in a minute. I'm lost. There we are. That's our beauty. There we go. Oh, the door isn't really, or the jetway isn't correctly set. Yeah, all right. Anyways, so we checked the tech log. We're good to go for today. And now persistence-wise, I think... Do I have to put anything else in here regarding persistence? Options. No, hang on. Failures. There we go. Service-based. So, all failures, 50% on reset, and then we have mean time between failures, so the average. Now we can increase that a bit, so let me just do that to medium or something, so that maybe we get some failures from time to time. The nose for steering feels is often disgusted for it. Can you? Okay, so yeah, I'm using the tiller that I've bought, so we could try that later then. Yeah, remind me, Stepke, please, once we're taxing. Yeah, Avenger, that's true. That's how quickly airlines change their opinion, right? So let's go Atsu AOC menu init. Let's have a look here. KLM 711. We're going from Amsterdam to Frankfurt. So there we go. The cost index 0? What? Oh, we're going to check that in a minute. That's a bit strange. So Düsseldorf is the alternate. Before I forget, I'm going to put the wind request up there. So let's go with GSX. Now I have updated the I've updated GSX. And Turk in the US says the default Neo profiles come with cost index 0. I'm trying to remember what we had in our aircraft as oh, hang on. Let's do 1740 in here. So I don't know what cost index we had on our aircraft. So let's have a look. Slot modification. So that's all right. Then we're going to go with documents. Checklist. Normal procedure. Checklist. Let's have a look. So we have the normal checklist, right? There we go. That's what we'll do. And where's my briefing? There it is. Hey, Fallon, hello to you. And Dieter, obviously, it is better to enjoy Indian food in Germany. That's the yeah. Again, it's one of those things. You know, it's not as if I catch something every time. Yeah, cost index 0. I'll talk about this. So my experience with cost index 0 isn't the best in a 321 Neo. And I'll talk about that a little bit later, and maybe in the cruise flight. Maybe we can see what happens with the speed. Yeah, so again, I don't normally have problems, but on long range, when I was flying the 747 for 8 years, I remember that that's interesting. Yeah, you know, 2, 3 times, 4 times a year, I would catch something, and I remember on my second to last flight on the 747, I actually caught something in the hotel in the morning, and I was actually so sick on the flight back that I couldn't perform my duties. I was like literally incapacitated on the flight back. So luckily we were actually 3 pilots, and unlucky for those other 2, they pretty much had to fly, yeah, on their own. I just couldn't get up. I was completely out of order. So Paul, thank you much for feedback. He says Sky Team Virtual have the KLM Cosnex 25. Yeah, you know what? I'll leave the Cosnex at 0 for now, because I want to show you guys what the issue can be. So while that is going on, now usually when I'm outside and I'm not really hard pressed for time, what I would normally do, I would just have a quick chat with the fueler. Just a few words. I always find that just, you know, as a sign of respect for their work that they're doing. But also, you always get kind of a feedback of what problems they may have current time, and you know, if they're overstaffed, understaffed, you name it. There's so many issues they have as well. So I always like to have chats with them. What do you mean, Commander 4? Good, you managed to fly? Oh, you mean like Microsoft is down? Okay, that's weird. Is this... Hang on, is this... I've got some remote control here. Let me just check something here with the jetway. Is that like... already docked? Looks like it. It is, okay. Okay, then it's a problem with the modeling itself. Okay. Oh yes. So that's the reason why I'm always staying on the normal versions. I don't use the beta versions exactly for that reason. I'm always worried that that I you know, I'm gonna have problems starting the sim. So the decals look nice and sharp. And always be careful with your hat walking under this. Right, so there's a lot of air suction, right? So this is the intake, so the inlet valve from the forward avionics equipment vent. And whenever the temperature is above 7 degrees, plus 7 degrees Celsius, this would normally be open. I'm not sure if the same for the Neos, but normally, at least for the classics, it was always like plus 7 degrees was the limit. Thank you, MW Racing. I am indeed. Thanks so much for asking. And again, thanks for all the best wishes. And greetings to Hamburg. So, yeah, so we look at the general fuselage condition, make sure that the angle of attack sensors are not bent or anything, or, you know, or anything like stickers on them, or same for here, those static ports, make sure they are clean and no, you know, foil is over them. Generally, have a look at the landing gear, no hydraulic traces. Make sure the tire still looks good, so that we still have some grooves on the tires. Make sure the bolts are on. You know, you always check, like we're not mechanics, right? So, you know, we're not doing a mechanic kind of walk around. We're just doing a pilot's walk around to get you know, make sure nothing obvious is broken or leaking or missing on the aircraft. All right, same thing here. You can see the park brake is set, that lamp is on, and normally also I look up here to make sure that yeah, no pins are set. All the pitot ports here clear, the TAT ports are clear. Now, you could also check here make sure, actually should check as well, make sure, you know, you have all lights working in this panel. Yes, we do check the brake pins, yes. Yeah, so that's one of the items we have to check as pilots. Because maintenance will check, you know, they will do that ramp checks once a day, where, although last time I talked to a mechanic, they said on the ramp check, they check the tire pressure, but not necessarily the brake discs. Hey, Peter, nice to see you. So, so it's one of those things we check on our walkarounds, and there's different limitations. So what we also do, we set the parking brake to check the brake wear. That's also important. So again, same thing here. Here's the outlet from the avionics equipment, air outlet. Another angle of attack sensor there. And now the thing is, of course, here in the sim, you would always know that there's no dents or anything in the aircraft, right? Oh yeah, and here also very important, the green discharge disc. So that's blown, you know, the crew oxygen has discharged. So especially around doors, you have lots of dents. Lots of dents. So little dents, some larger dents. I've seen some really weird dents, but it's something. Oh, nice, Lilo. Thanks for letting me know. Chase plane in 2024. That's great news. So, and that has to do with the fact that you have these catering trucks, right? Catering trucks, and you have high loaders, baggage belts, you know, being moved around here to the aircraft. So very often something goes wrong there. Oh, that's a nice one. Wow. Oh. Beautiful. So the static ports, they give you the static pressure, right? So, for example, to get the airspeed, you need the dynamic pressure from the pitot tubes, right? So those things will measure the dynamic pressure, so as you fly through the air. And then you have these ports which measure kind of the static pressure. And then you have computers that calculate between the difference of the dynamic and the static pressure. They give you the airspeed values then. Yeah. So usually one thing to look down here would be for the pack inlets. So to make sure that the deflector doors are correctly positioned. Yeah, and here we got so the high pressure air connector here. And there's another one for the air conditioning. So this is for preconditioned air, and this is for your engine start high pressure air. I don't think so. I don't think it's modeled. It's never been modeled before, so I highly doubt that it is. Yeah, no, it's not. Right. So another very important thing, guys, is you would normally bend down, and you would have to check the latches beneath the engine cowling. That's a huge important item we pilots have to check. And we've seen some spectacular videos where for some reason it was unlatched, and then with the slipstream these doors would go open, and yeah, they could damage you know, engine stuff. They could blow off and damage other parts of the aircraft. Now here's the thing, again, for those that have more knowledge about the 320 Neos than I have, the Neo latches at the bottom, they are actually monitored by the centralized warning system. So, however, there's one latch which is down here. I can't really go any lower, can I? No. Is there a way to? Can I kind of get the viewpoint down on the outside check? Probably not. So it's hard to see, but there is a latch for this cowling as well. At least for the Pratt & Whitneys. I'm not sure about the Leaps, but the Pratt & Whitneys have one more latch here as well. And believe it or not, one day, I said to my first officer, because the maintenance was doing work on it, and I said to him, just make sure, check all the latches. And one of the latches was actually not completely open, but partly opened. So that's why, yeah, you have to check these things, right? Because we pilots are the last line of defense. Yes, I love Stick Aviation videos. I really love. He's fantastic. I've learned so much from him. Okay, Winky, thanks. Okay, yeah, like I do remember that the lower ones for the engine cowling itself, they are monitored, but there's one latch which isn't monitored, and that's the one here. Here you have the access panel for the fire extinguisher panel bottles for the engine. 2 bottles for each side. Refueling coupling here. Yeah, leading edges. Just make sure that there's no signs of a bird strike or any other dents in it. Structural damages. Here we have protective glass covers. Yeah, we make sure that that's not cracked anything. If you know, we've had nav lights on or in the evening position lights on as well, we check those, and then all the static discharges would be checked. Again, anything for obvious signs of damage, you would have a look at. Flat fairings also. These things, the things I've seen in my career with these flat fairings, man. So, oh yeah, and by the way, they are allowed to be missing. Okay. So these are not in any form structurally important. They are just protective covers for the for all of the internal kind of flat drive mechanism and that sort of stuff. And also then they reduce the drag on, or the parasitic drag on the aircraft. So, but according to CDL, so the configuration deviation list, you can fly with some of these missing. It's already clearly written down how many are allowed to be missing, and so on. Do I miss flying the Airbus? Not really, no. it's no, not really. Josh, hello. I don't know. That's a question, Josh, to be asked to the developers. I don't have the authority to answer that, and neither do I have the knowledge to answer that. Yeah, so right now, if we look at the brake wear pins here, first of all, they have to be there. It is allowed, so I think one is allowed to be missing, and normally you would have one here and then one on the other side. So both sides should have a pin. There's one more there, I think. Yeah, there's another one. But I think one is allowed to be missing. At least I've seen an aircraft dispatch with according mail. So the thing is this: so during transit, the absolute lowest limit, I think, is flush. So with the parking brake set, then it's allowed to be flush. But yeah, if it's flush, you would have to call maintenance to check. And nice. Okay, so here in the FSLabs, as you use the aircraft more and more, you do more landings or brake cycles. These will wear down, which is great. I don't know yet. I would have to check that regarding how the FSLab simulates the one-engine operative. So what are you referring to? Performance or procedures? Or so you mean, I know the so the Phoenix, if you do like normal weights on the Phoenix, at least the last time I tried it, yeah, I had a hard time climbing with single engine. At the left side, no. So this is the brake wear pin for the number 3 brake. list, and this is the brake wear pin for the number 4 brake. All right, so they can wear down differently. So flush, I mean, so this pin goes. So as the brake discs get thinner and thinner, as they get more worn, this pin gets shorter and shorter and shorter. And at some point, you won't see any more pins sticking out of this part here. Hey, Krishu. So once the pin is flush, so once you can't see any part of this pin sticking out anymore, that's the latest really you would get maintenance, right? And what they would normally do, they would look at the brakes and they would then say, you know, it's good for another 8 cycles or 5 cycles, whatever, right? And then, you know, at least you can fly to a destination that has the ability to get it fixed. No, it says Krishu, so just been told that the FSLabs simulates that. Right, so if you have, I mean, persistency is always on, isn't it? Or do I have to set it on? So persistence, you know, so if you're using one airframe, right? So this registration here, then it will wear down. The same goes with the technical stuff. So anything that, you know, dispatched according to MEL, anything that's broken but dispatched according to the minimum equipment list, yeah, it's persistent. So, and no, so what we do, Aviamar, so when you set the parking brake, the discs get closer together, and so the pin will normally get a bit shorter. So normally we check the wear with the parking brake set. That's what we normally do. So Mendes, performance climbing, yes, train. Ah, okay. I would have to try that, Mendes. Maybe we have a few minutes after the flight today, and I can try that. Maybe in Bogota or something. Why is the fan spinning? Well, normally you have an airflow, so you have a bit of wind at the airport, right? So the wind passes through the engine and does turn. That's like what we call windmilling, okay? So the shafts are not blocked anything. The shafts are free to move, right? So the N1 shaft, so the low pressure shaft, is free to move. And so, I mean, that's connected to the low pressure turbine. So any wind that passes through the engine will then turn the engine N1 rotor. So as you can see now, the engine is actually turning into the correct direction. Now, what happens if you have like 30 knots wind from behind? Right? Well, then the fan turns in the wrong direction. And then, I know the IAE engines had, or I still have an issue, with very strong tailwind and auto start, that you can potentially get a faulty start, like not sure if it's a hot start or probably a hung start or something. More a hung start because it has to fight the wind first of all, and then start rotating in the correct direction. But again, that kind of messes up the whole sequence and the ratios of the N2 and N1 shafts. Thank you very much to Easy8873 gifting 10 Swiss francs. Easy, I appreciate your support. Greetings to Zurich. Thank you very much for that. All right, cool. So let's continue. We've got to get the clearance. Got to hurry up. So same thing here. Look at the fuselage. Make sure there's no bigger dents, buckles or anything. Doors flush. Outflow valve open. The toilet servicing panel, I've seen that open sometimes on my outside checks. Thank you very much, Caleb. Yes, I am feeling better today. Thanks for asking. What do you mean, Dieter? The 9 site special function. I'm missing something. Hang on. Yeah, Avenger. Yeah, the rudders. Where did you see that? Probably a decal somewhere, right? No, that I just had food in the hotel, but I had a buffet food in the hotel, and then it could have been on the return flight as well. You never know. So here, yeah, check again. No bigger dents. Now, honestly, here, I don't know why. I mean, obviously, it has to do with the fact that this edge is not as strong as the normal flap leading edge, or the wing leading edges, because like these I have very often little dents in them from hail strikes. The okay, I get what you mean. The turbine. So the white thing on the center. Well, the thing is this. So this is to my knowledge. Okay, so this thing here. That's what you mean, right? This has one of the functions is that it alerts ground crew that the engine is spinning. All right, so it's an eye catcher that the engine is spinning. Now, I think that's the main reason that's in. Now, there's some people that are saying this is also to warn birds, which I hardly can imagine that's true, right? So, so I don't know. I don't think birds know the meaning of that. So it's more hypnotic than anything else. Yeah, that's true. So the same goes as there's always rumors sometimes. For example, you should switch on the weather radar because birds can sense the weather radar beams. I don't know. I don't think there's any real proof to that, but who knows? Right, APU doors. Again, all the latches closed. APU, nothing dripping out. No oil, no hydraulics dripping out. The APU inlet doors closed here as well. And again, static discharges, all good. Leading edges, good. Stabilizer trim at 0, pretty much neutral. Then we have... all looking good. Yeah, so this side is the same, right? I'm not going to go through everything here. So this side is exactly mirrored to the other side regarding what you have to check. So it's just a quick little run through what you have to do. So we have boarding. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to do instant boarding today, guys, okay? So that we get going. And then let me go and get the ATOS. And then the fuel report 4105. Shell, and we have 0.1 100 kilograms difference, which is in limits. And then I'm going to check the ACARs. So we have Schiphol information Charlie. Is that the most current one? It's on VATSIM. We have Charlie, yes, as well. So runway 24 for departure. We have 240 at 10 headwind. QNH 1021. That's nice. So we have the Mobi flight and the wind wing panel working, which is nice. So 1021, and we have 23 degrees. Cool. Nice. Now that's the final load sheet. So we're going to accept that. We'll enter that in a minute. Yeah, I know, right? 3.6. That would have cost. No, I'm not. I'm not running any auto FPS. I'm just running DLSS frame gen with TAA mode. That's what I'm using. Let's go and request the pre-departure clearance here. So we have KLM, Charlie. Oh, gate number. Hang on. Gate number is where are we? Is it Bravo 40? Let's cheat. Bravo 49. Okay. So Bravo 49. There we go. Bravo 49. Cheater. So then let's have a look. 321N, correct. Let's send that off. Yeah, sorry. So Commander, I'm dual streaming. So I'm streaming on Twitch and on YouTube. And on Twitch, someone was telling me that you know the FS Expo is going on right now. Oh, no answer to the request. Now I know I have set everything with the Hoppy, etc. So maybe that's not working. Okay, premium. Oh, you did receive it. Okay, nice. Thanks for the feedback. Thank you much. Yeah, I did get a message. But that's cool. Fantastic. Nice. Right, so... And once again, thanks for the controlling. Much appreciated. DH, thank you much. Yeah, so there's something I'm looking forward to as well. So those new radio panels, because that should make things a lot easier for us to fly on VATSIM, as an example. Oh, and premium. Now, I did ask someone else. I'm not sure. You weren't controlling the last time I was in Amsterdam, were you? Because I met someone, a lovely gentleman in Lelystad, the Flight Sim show there, and I had a great talk with him. So I'm not sure if that was you or not. I know you have a lot of controllers there. Hello to Bruno, nice to see you. And Hatchet, thank you, 14 months. Much appreciated, Hatchet. I hope you're doing well. Ghost, you don't like them? Okay, well, you get used to them, right? Now, since we are using runway 24, I can already put runway 24 in here, and I know it's a Rendy departure. So it's going to be the 2 Sierra. And that leads us to Idupo, and then we have the routing to Rollis, and then Frankfurt. Actually, let me get the weather for Frankfurt. No, Ghost, it's not. Oh, okay, so premium. Oh, that's you. Okay, so you're Movale on Twitch. Nice. You see, I thought so. Okay, so premium once again. Thanks so much. Right, that's what got me confused here. Requesting the meta now for Frankfurt. And there we go. So we have 250 at 11. That's surprising. I would have thought because of the beautiful weather, it's going to be runway 07, but no. So Frankfurt arrival. It's going to be too far for right, I would imagine. So we'll go with Yankee 25 right with the Rollis 5 Alpha something. Yeah, let's take the Rollis 5 Alpha. Let's insert that. I'm going to go to plan mode. And then we're going to check the routing here. So it's downwind. What we also do IRL is we really, really, really rarely have to fly the complete transition. So preemptively we will already shorten that. So what always makes sense is like Delta Fox 412, let's say. So I'm going to take out 413. And then we'll have Delta Fox 430 with a discontinuity in there.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box.
Because we don't want to have the aircraft turn on its own.
Can new subscribers please make your
All
way
right.
to the first class cabin?
So then it looks like this, right? So it's not completely shortened, but usually by experience, they turn you around this waypoint.
It is worth the price compared to Phoenix.
Thank you so much, Flying Greenland. Well, to be honest, I've not done a full flight yet with the FSLabs, so I'm happy that they have released it, and I'm definitely looking forward to trying it out. No, I've never used this panel IRL. No. So I cannot. I don't know. Bruno would be the best one to answer that one regarding you know, what panel that is and etc. etc. So I'm not that knowledgeable on those things. All right, let me start the APU real quickly. Now let's make sure that we're not missing the clearance. Being processed. Oh, there we are. We have the clearance, so I'm going to accept that. So we're cleared to Frankfurt, runway 24, Rendy to Sierra, Squawk 1000, and next frequency is 1923, and cleared flight level 60. Okay. So 60 is what I'll dial in here. And then I'm going to set the squawk here already. So let's go to ATC. Squawk 1000. Transponder 1, that's good. That's above. Fantastic. Cool. VIP status confirmed. Hey, MCK. Let's see. So do you know it well from, yeah, so Bucharest, long arrivals, but you know, flight. Do you keep it because clearance and fly in open descent? That's a good question, MCK. I mean, that's pilot preference. As you know, MCK, it's always a bit problematic if you do something like what I've done, right? So strictly speaking, shortening arrival routing is something you have to do very consciously, right? So you are aware that we have shortened it, which by experience reflects more the reality of what we normally fly in Frankfurt, let's say, and that way I have more or better predictions for my descent. Nevertheless, the use of the managed descent function compared to, let's say, open descent is always, in my opinion, or at least that's how I use it, is that I tend to use the managed descent. So let's have a look here at the arrival routing. Rollis. Let's have a look. Where is my Rollis? It's always the same, having to search for these arrivals. Here we go, 5 Alpha. Yeah. So, so you would definitely check for these restrictions. But I think I have a feeling that, especially in the Airbus, these restrictions are calculated quite well by the flight management system. So, you know, I would use the managed descent function on the arrival. However, later, so beyond that, if there's no more restrictions like this, then I tend to use vertical speed or open descent. Hey Campbell, greetings to Halifax. How long did it take for the new kitchen? Well, I mean, it wasn't just the kitchen; it was the whole room that was being, you know, made up, renovated. So, the whole process was like 8 weeks. The kitchen itself was only like 3 days. Yeah, I can see MCK Bruno fighting. Right, yeah, I'll keep out of it. Cool, so we got that. So init A page filled out. Now let's fill the init B page out. So we already have the final load sheet. So we may as well check it. So we have clearance confirmed. That's good. And then let me just go have a look at the load sheet. So we have the 69.4 and 31.4. So 69.4 and 31.4. I'm going to put that in there. Block fuel is 5.5, I would say. And then for the alternate fuel, we know alternate is Düsseldorf, and Düsseldorf requires a total fuel of 1.4. So I'm going to change that value there to 1.4. That way the FMS reflects more the actual flight plan. I have a bit extra fuel today. Frankfurt, I did expect Frankfurt event today, but I mean, they do have control there, but not as much as well, it probably, I don't know how much traffic there is, to be honest. I don't know. So let's check the departure route real quickly before we are able to depart. So we're going to go to Amsterdam, Schiphol, pinned messages. Here we are. Oh, hang on. So let's check the Rendy to Sierra. Let's pin that as well. So runway 24, we have Alpha Mike 005, max to 20 in the turn, 08 max to 20, then 026 if flut Ludix, Rendy 65 below. So permission for V flights, well, okay, well, that's different though. So Rendy. Yeah, but still that's 65 below unless we get a different clearance. So let's check that. So we have about 400 feet, it says, left turn, Alpha Mike 005, 008, correct. 220 knots, correct. And then we have 26 Iflut, and then Lunix, Rendy. That doesn't have the restriction in there, and I'm a bit confused. Well, that should be valid. 65 below. Anyways, there we go. Lilo says Navigraph did a cool feature announced at Expo. Nice. New features on VATSIM radar. You mean the website, Airbus, or? So RATNAV, I'm not going to put anything in there because we have an out of departure. So now let me just copy the active flight plan, and let's have a look at our departure page. So Amsterdam. So lots of departure runways. We have NADP 2 and runway 24 is acceleration 1500 to 360 degrees, 25 miles. Wonderful. So we'll use that. So I'm going to put a quick return plan. I think landing was, let's have a look. Landing is 18 right. Okay. So just going to put Amsterdam in here. Arrival, 18 right, no start, no via. And then fix info, runway 24, radial 236, 25 miles. As a little reminder. And then lastly, automatic gate taxi. Really? Okay, well, yeah, that's for, absolutely, yeah, for Paris, definitely important. Takeoff performance. Oh, hang on. I would just want to check one thing, guys, because Organ Aviator last week gave me a interesting tip regarding the a takeoff calculator that actually displays certain aspects that I've talked about on my last stream. The only thing I'm not sure about is if I have an A320neo in here. Select new aircraft. No, okay, that's only for the 777 and 787. Okay, disregard them. So I can't use that here for the FSLabs. Okay. Oh no, sorry, a ghost. That's really, really sad to hear. I'm sorry. So one thing I like about the FSLabs that it pre-fills these items for you. So even the takeoff weight is 74.5. So we'll do air conditioning on, anti-ice off, and we'll use runway 24. Hopefully today we'll find the right Sierra 7 East entry. And then let's have a look then what we get. Calculate. Yeah, config 2 takeoff. For the Neo 321, that is actually pretty typical. And again, I have a feeling it has to do with the tail strike clearance just being a bit better. Hey, MadCat. So Flow is coming to Microsoft as soon as possible. Nice. And Chase Plane. But it needs more work. Nice. That's great news, MadCat. Thanks for letting me know. Cool. Good evening. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I don't know about crazy speeds, but I've seen these speeds. Well, I mean, for dry runway, so if you take wet runway, I would assume it's going to be a bit bigger. So there we go. So that's something. I would normally want to see wet runway. Now dry runway, to be absolutely honest, dry runway, I wouldn't even normally see a range, right? Because again, like we're saying, the the balanced field length is within the runway confines. So we have a stop margin range, right? So normally, and I'm talking about real world, okay? So this this would reflect a calculation, what we would on the Boeing aircraft call improved climb method. Now on the Airbus, it's called something different. It's called I don't remember. It's something like VXY, or it's similar. So you're taking some of your stop margin range. So let's say you have lower speeds, and then you have a stop margin range of 400 meters. What the calculator will do, it will increase the V1, VR, V2 speeds to have a better climb-up performance in case of engine failure, which will reduce the stop margin though. Okay. That's fine. We'll take those values then. Okay, so we have flap 2, 1.4 down, 57. Yeah, MCK, that is true. Normally, now this is already pre-filled, so I'm just a bit lazy here, MCK. Yeah, so if you want, let's say, do half or a little bit, let's see what happens then. Yeah, that didn't have much effect, really, so... Yeah. But we'll take the 163, then 166, 166. And again, it's one of those things in aircraft performance calculators. I would always take these values with a grain of salt. They of course have no not the accuracy of real world calculators, right? So good. All right, so we finished all the preparations. Let's get going. So I'm going to give you a quick briefing here. So 321 neo, technically, no major items that we have to consider. We have ordered 5.5 tons of fuel. That includes about, I think they had a 20-minute extra or something. Let's check. Yeah, 20-minute extra fuel for the alternate Düsseldorf. The weather today is cloudy, but nice. There's no threats in there. Yeah, so no threats. Currently parked at Bravo 49. Taxi routing. Let me have a look here. Don't need those. There we go. So let's have a look. So Bravo 49. It was Bravo 49, wasn't it? No, Delta 49. Just Delta 49. So we parked here. And we're going to depart here. So normal taxi routing after pushback will be, well, it depends. If we have to push back far enough, then it's Alpha 12, Alpha 8, and then Sierra 7. Try not to turn into Echo 1 this time. Okay, Ghost says SimBrief gives flaps 2, 147, 47, 48, flex 58. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe they are doing some improved climb method calculation. I don't know. Hey, Phil. Well, I've only done 2 landings today to check out if it has that weird yawing moment on landing. I didn't have that today in the Neo, but we'll see. We'll see if that comes back. Good. For the SID, we had the Rendy to Sierra, and I thought I had that pinned. So we checked the routing. Initial climb level 60 is confirmed. The MSA 2,300 feet. And anything special threats? Birds in the vicinity? Otherwise, I don't see much of an issue today. So let's make sure. Oh, hold on. Did I not have that synced? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Good. Then let's read the first checklist. All right. So let's read a checklist. Yeah, Aviamar, yeah, same. All right, cockpit preparation checklist. Gear pins covers removed. Fuel quantity, we have 5,440 kilograms balanced. Seatbelts. on. We have ADIRS, NAF, and we have Barrow Ref 1021 set 3 times with 10 feet. Cool. So now we're going to go to Tower 19230. Actually, before we do that, so let me put transponder mode to auto, Squawk 1000, and I think I have to put TCAS on as well. No, because I have to activate mode Charlie. Hang on, why is not mode Charlie not working? So I can see in vPilot it's not working. MCD options. Okay, hang on. Options. Ah, okay, Turk in the US. So which one is it here? Third page. Hold on. Are you sure? And then, okay. Cool. Oh, well, at least you guys saw that as well now. Thank you so much. Thank you much, everyone that let me know. Cool. And so let me try that again. Yeah, working now. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate that. So 119230. Oh, disregard. So what we'll do, let's do the before start items first of all. So that is off. Because then we can do this, which should trigger although let me go cabin PA and let me do right click. Yeah, there we go. That works. Yep. Slides are armed. So let's read the before start checklist. Parking brake is set. We have takeoff speeds thrust. We have 163, 166, 166, 57 flex. Windows, doors. Oh, hang on. Closed and locked. Windows are closed as well. And then we got beacon on. That's the before start checklist complete. Cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask for your attention while we take you through the safety procedures on this aircraft. A safety card is in your seat pocket showing the exit routes, oxygen masks.
So let's see if that works. I like the model matching. Looks very nice.
Lighting will guide you to an exit. Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind you.
Schiphol Tower, good evening to you from KLM 711 stand Delta 49 requesting push start, please.
Fastened, adjusted, and released as shown. It must be fastened.
The Hotel 6 at Whiskey 13 cross runway 18 center.
Taxi Hotel 6 at Whiskey 13 cross 18 center going to extra top.
KLM 711, pushback and start approved facing east. Information Delta, QNH 1021.
Okay, QNH 1021. We'll check Delta. Push and start is approved. Facing east. Thank you, KLM 711. Slides disarmed again.
KLM 711, the company on your left-hand side should stay clear, but just a heads up.
Okay, we'll have a look at. Thanks for the info, KLM 711. Alrighty, let's have a look.
We're 25 Sierra India at Whiskey 5, requesting further taxi to Delta 24.
Station, say again.
Tower Speedbird 25 Sierra India requesting further taxi to Delta 24.
I'm a bit confused here.
25 Sierra India, roger. Taxi right on Delta, continue then all the way down south to Quebec.
Right on Delta and then on to Quebec, Speedbird 25 Sierra India.
Yeah, Paul, yeah, we did get DCL. Oh, we got wing walkers as well.
The Martin A245, 245.
Hello, Kevin. We are ready for pushback.
Oh, look at the model matching, looks nice.
245, pushback and start approved facing Sierra 8.
So those that just joined, I'm using FS, what's it called again? FS Traffic. Yeah, FS Traffic from Just Flight. So I'm using their model matching today. So it's not FSLTL.
Roger.
Hey, Adiole.
The clearance is just in, runway 22, cleared for takeoff, wind 260 degrees, 1 for knots.
22, clear takeoff.
So let's see if these presets work.
Right.
So facing east, he was saying. Yeah, Paul, today I agree, apart from the trees. But yeah, the rest looks all right. And we should have no problem. Yeah, we shouldn't have a problem with that. Traffic behind us. The weird thing is, guys, I've heard many people now say, well, maybe it's a bit overdone. Not many, but I'm hearing more and more people say they've deinstalled Microsoft 2020. Yeah, that is a cute little 737. So I don't know what to do. Just do it. Just do it.
KLM 1 Alpha ready taxi.
So, oh, hang on. No, I have to edit it.
KLM 1 Alpha taxi holding point Sierra 7 runway 24 via Alpha 10.
Holding point runway 24 Sierra 7 Alpha 10, KLM 1 Alpha.
Schiphol, goedenavond. Emirates 4 Romeo Kilo with information Delta stand Sierra 66 requesting the clearance to Luxembourg.
Emirates 4 Romeo Kilo, hello. I've also just sent you the PDC, so that should also come in a few moments.
Yeah, Roger, we received PDC, will confirm the PDC, Emirates 4 Romeo Kilo.
Release parking brakes.
And tower from Jet 5637, request push and start clearance.
All right, let's release the brakes.
So
so one thing, obviously, people are a bit disappointed with is the fact that FSLabs have only published the Neo with LEAP engines. So not the Pratt & Whitney's.
QNH 1021, information Delta push and start approved of Jet 56.
So the LEAP engines will do a little bit of a motoring, but you don't see that typical motoring time there. I don't, honestly, MCK, I've asked, well, that was like half a year ago. I was flying a jump seat with one captain that I know very well. And back then, they were still using engine 2 first. But that's fine, let's do... There we go. So let's start engine 1 since we are doing KLM today. That's a new one. That's something I haven't seen before. There we go. Fuel flow already. It's not really much motoring going on. Hey Nate, hello to you.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Twitch channel subscriber experience. first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks and premium flight entertainment will be served.
Please set parking brakes.
Happy takeoff and happy landing.
Good evening, Air Frankfurt Lima X-ray at Charlie.
Nate, thank you so much. Right, engines available. Starting engine 2.
Frankfurt for Lima X-ray tower, hello. Your requested flight level should be an odd number. Are you able flight level 210?
Hey, Adiole, that's cool.
230?
230 is possible.
Frankfurt for Lima X-ray, Roger. I've updated your flight plans.
Oh, nice. I love how that works here as well. The volume control knob. Cool. So, Nate, I hope you do well. Greetings.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Pushback and starboard post, and mention Delta, QNH 1021.
Right, good engine start. Let's do the after start flows. Flaps 2.
Unlocking gear.
One thing I haven't done yet, I don't have a viewpoint for the flaps.
Tow track disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
When pushback is set. Ah, yeah, in the settings, you're right, yeah. So we'll have that as 8. It's not correct. Yeah, correct. Cool. Nice. So let's do the flag control check. We have full up, and I'm using the Mosa force feedback again today. Full left, full right, and the rudder full left, full right. Here's the all clear signal, fantastic. Then we will read the after start checklist. After start, anti-ice off, EHAM status checked. Pitch trim, oh yeah, that was down 1.2. Down 1.2, rudder trim neutral, and that's the after start checklist complete. KLM 711, request taxi.
KLM 711, taxi holding point Sierra 7, runway 24.
Sierra 7, runway 24, KLM 711. Der Drehflügler, thank you so much. Moin, moin. Dankeschön. Thanks for the 31 months.
Lufthansa 7 Alpha, hold position, call you back, traffic by.
Okay, so
And tower top jet 563.
yeah, we've got a taxi here and then Alpha to the right.
Lufthansa 5637, hold position, we'll call you back.
Josh says Mosa is the new force feedback stick, really?
KLM 1793 tower, go ahead.
Red check. Brakes are working. So now I'm supposed to test the taxi.
QNH 1021, pushback and starboard.
People saying it feels a bit weird.
Martina 245 is slightly taxi. Martina 245, taxi holding point Sierra 8, runway 24.
Ghost,
the
the brake check is exactly that. It checks the brakes. Now, in the older aircraft versions, what you did, you checked the acupressure indications there. Because that was back then the only way you could see if it switched over from the yellow to the green system.
For now, hold position, we'll call you back.
Here on the newer aircraft, with the new brake steering control unit, you will get the EHAM message, so it's not as important anymore. But yeah, brake check literally is exactly that. You check the brakes. The performance, well, again, I'm using frame generation. I would say I have the same performance here as I have on the Phoenix. Now I have to be careful. We've got to go Alpha 8 and then Sierra 7 and not Echo 1. So let's do auto brake max. I'm going to put radar PWS on.
KLM 932, hold short Alpha 8. Give way to the opposite KLM 7, correction, KLM Airbus A321.
With hold short of Alpha.
So here we go, Sierra 7. Now I want to see the sign.
KLM 711, your number 1 for Alpha 8, Sierra 7.
Number 1 for Sierra 7 via Sierra Alpha 8, copied KLM 711. Is it Alpha 8? Yeah, Alpha 8.
Taxi holding point Sierra 7.
No, the trees are flying poles. So this is the Flight Tampa scenery, which is not officially
Sierra 7 Alpha 4, subject 5637.
yet working. So this is where we went wrong last time. And you see this? Look at this. Here it says that correctly. It says Sierra 7 and Sierra 7 East straight ahead. Last time it showed an arrow to the left. That's why I got confused. Hey, forward, Gude. So let's do checklist. Taxi checklist. Flag controls check. Flap setting. We have config 2. Then we have radar PWS is on and auto. Engine mode selector normal.
24 Sierra 7 cleared for takeoff, wind 260 degrees, 14 knots, good one, bye bye.
Thank you so much. Via Sierra 7 cleared for takeoff runway 24, KLM 711. See you next time. So the last thing to do is the engine mode selector was normal, ECA mode takeoff, no blue.
Taxi holding point runway 24 Sierra 8.
Cabin crew prepare for departure. Packs remain on. Approach sector is clear. Oh.
KLM 1793, taxi holding point Sierra 7, runway 24.
Taxi holding point Sierra 7, runway 24.
Taxiing? I don't know. I haven't found anything weird with taxiing.
Pushback and top approved.
So here we go. Chrono, takeoff.
Martin 245, bind departing KLM Airbus A321, Sierra 8, runway 24, line up away.
Yeah, there we go. Now we've got Manflex 50% SRS. Auto thrust blue. Well, that doesn't look right, does it? There we go, that looks better. Yeah, my thrust levers aren't correctly set yet. Rotate. Rotation is nice. Like it. Pause brake. Gear up.
Amsterdam, good evening. Skipper Victor Romeo, send Delta 12, requesting the IFR to Hamburg. And we got information Delta on board.
Thrust climb. Out blue, auto thrust.
Initial climb, flight level 60, squawk 01.
Flaps 1. Speed check, flaps 1.
We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located.
014.
Flap 0, speed checked. Flap 0.
Martin 245, Sierra 8, runway 24, cleared for takeoff, wind 260 degrees, 14 knots, bye.
24 cleared for takeoff,
So let's go speed vertical speed. Altimeter standard.
After passing 2,000 feet, it's our correction approach on 121.205.
121.205. Heading 020.
So we're slightly below green dot, so that's why I'm going to selecting 221 knots here. Skibble departure. Hello from KLM 711 passing 43, climbing 60.
KLM 711, hello, identified, climb to fly level 130.
Thank you, climb level 130, KLM 711. So thrust climb, climb out blue, 130.
Maintain till 6.
Yeah, that thing is still there.
KLM 711, contact Amsterdam on the 134.375.
134.375. Thank you much, KLM 711.
Bye bye.
I love that. That's really cool. Able to type that in. Amsterdam, hello from KLM 711, passing 75, climbing 130.
KLM 711, Amsterdam radar, good day. Climb flight level 250, route direct to Napro.
Climbing level 250, inbound to Napro. Thank you, the KLM 711. So there we go, direct to Napro. Let's do a beam points. And now the speed restriction is cancelled. Manage speed. 250 knots, below 10,000, correct. I love the clouds. Beautiful. Hey, Fly Conti. Big shout out to Conti. Conti, hope you're doing well. And Conti, I am on holiday now, so I'm planning to do a shared flight with Sim Caesar on Monday. And would love to do a shared flight Conti with you in the Challenger sometime soon. And again, big shout out to Fly Conti. If you don't know him, check out the channel, please. Oh yes, wing flex, you're right. So apparently we now have wing flex.
Amsterdam Control, Virgin 495 Heavy, at flight level 270 inbound return.
Good day, Virgin 495, set squawk 2775.
Squawk 2775, Virgin 495.
EC 56 Papa Lima, contact
Well, it's not really bumpy right now, is it? It's not working yet. Is it? Hang on.
Virgin 495, clear to get 1 Alpha, expect runway.
Okay, so we're going to have to check again. I didn't see any wing flex right now. So look at the pitch, about 8 degrees. So we've got to get that below 7. So I'm going to use selected speed. Right, and let's do the 10,000 foot flows.
Hello, Delta 103 heavy flight level 340. I'd like to cruise the 360.
Then we'll do fixed page. Clear. Ratnav is clear. Secondary copy active.
135,
United 944, contact Maastricht.
There's airports. Bigger range. Here as well.
PC 56 Papa Lima, contact Maastricht, 122.185.
Cool. Hey, Mickey.
Postman 56 Whiskey. For information, I'll be going downscaling because there will be a lot of traffic in Mount Schiphol, so I won't be doing the upper sector anymore. For you, that means monitor SI71 The next sector will pick you up in like 10 minutes.
Okay, well,
no flight flight simulations. I've not watched any video regarding the FSLabs. I'm happy to see that I'm now not the only one streaming the FSLabs. So we've seen a lot more content creators getting the FSLabs 321 Neo, and so I didn't want to get you know, influenced by others' opinions. So that's why I didn't watch those videos now. And in the end, I mean, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. So if V1 says, I don't know what he said. So if V1 would say that he still prefers the Phoenix, well, that's his opinion. I respect that. I have no problem with that. So, you know. Hey, Daniels, if you have the time, can you please explain how a real Airbus Sightseeing feels? Yes, so Daniels, so I haven't flown the 320 for like 2.5 years, well, let's say 2 years, okay? So the fact is that the side stick is dampened, meaning, from my recollection, so if I go manual flight, so within the center, to close the center, there is not much force that you have to use, okay? So it's fairly simple to use, or easy to use near the center. 122.185, thank you. The KLM 711 bugger. There we go. But if you go more, if you deflect the stick more and more, then it becomes, you will have more resistance, so more dampening. So it's kind of an adaptive dampening, and the Moser actually allows you to a certain degree to simulate that. So I'm using a profile now that allows me to kind of get a feel similar to the real stick. It's not 100%, I would say, but similar. So I have to very little movement near the center, so very small movements to adjust the flight path. But as I go more into the extremes, I have to use more force. Do you like the FSLabs? Up to now, it's been fine, yeah. I have no bigger issues with it. I know that some eagle eyes, so some people that are very knowledgeable regarding the system depth of these add-ons, they will tell you that, of course, there are certain things that are not correctly modeled with regards to the FMS, to some modes showing on the FMA, etc. And Amsterdam, hello from KLM 711, passing 195, climbing 250.
Wow. Business jet 5896, turn right, heading 270.
Kill, Boeing business jet 5896, turning right, heading 270.
United 944, descent via Dixon.
That's a good question, MCK. To what I could feel, and to my knowledge, they are all the same. If there's any difference, it's maybe because they've been in use for a very long time and maybe a bit worn out, but that's just me shooting in the dark, right? So really,
That's supposed to descend to an altitude.
yeah, I guess I've been blocked earlier. Passing 210, climbing 250, KLM 711.
KLM 711, start to flight level 3, correction climb flight level 290, clear Dixat 1 Alpha arrival.
Climb level 290 and clear the Dixat 1 Alpha arrival, KLM 711. Now we have to see where the Dixat arrival starts from. So I did expect a different one.
KLM 711, proceed direct to Dixat.
And present direct to Dixat, thank you, KLM 711. Well, that helps, of course. Then it's going to be the 1 Alpha arrival. So Dixat, slightly change of routing there. Arrival. Yeah, I know MCK, but I had the I had a different flight plan. That's why I was like, you know, wondering. Right, there we go. So that's the correct arrival. And then again, I'm going to have to shorten the track mileage a bit. So I'm going to go again clear 413, and then I'm going to put Delta Fox 430
Turning left, heading 130.
with a discontinuity there.
United 944, descend flight level 340 initially.
340 initially, United Airport.
And there we go. That looks good. Alrighty, happy with that. Performance, I honestly, like, again, I don't see any difference to other aircraft. But that's so difficult to comment on because I have a very strong PC. And I'm using frame generation. So the internal frame generation and the anti-aliasing is TAA mode. So there's no ghosting on the displays, etc. But again, I get 60 plus FPS. Hey, Lipot. Yeah, Daniels, pleasure. So Broxton, Roxton asks, would you consider buying this bird when you already have the Phoenix A321? That's something I can't answer. Going back to manage. You see, the thing is, the problem with these questions is that I think a fair answer would be to say, if you already own Phoenix, well, then wait until the Phoenix 321 Neo is released, and you hear some people comment on how they think the add-on is, so that you get a more direct comparison. And then I think the bigger differences will be in things like avionics, sounds, textures, of course. And then it depends on where you put your focus on. So do you put more focus on sounds and textures, or do you like these little extra things like a persistent technical status, where you have to look at the technical status prior to the flight and after the flight, see if there's anything you have to consider regarding procedures, and so on. But if you don't care about these things, again, it all depends on your preference. So I can't answer the question if it's worth getting if you already own the Phoenix. That's not up to me to answer. Yeah, MCK, I hope so. I hope we get direct metro. Right, we have 1,000 feet to go. Let me get this to vertical speed 290 blue. And then also let me get the TCAS already to below. Mad Cat says your system is almost the same and it runs good without frame gen. Really? Okay. That's interesting.
Lufthansa 487, contact Lang Radar on 124.730.
One thing, okay. You know what, guys? You know what? I may need to change something with the decoding of OBS, because I'm getting some messages sometimes where it says decoding is overloaded or something. It's not showing right now. But I have a feel. There we go. Encoding overloading. Consider turning down video settings. And so I changed something because one of my viewers said I should do something different in the settings. And I think ever since... Oh, there we go.
Macht ich.